So you got big news this week in the NFL. It's official now. Antonio Brown has signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is linking up once again with Tom Brady. This, to me, is a massive move because when Antonio Brown is playing, he's the best receiver in the NFL. I don't know how all you guys feel about it. I don't know how he feels about it. But to me, when Antonio Brown is healthy, engaged, and playing football, he's the best wide receiver on this planet. What are your thoughts on that move?
It's a case of the rich got richer. They're already had the best receiving duo in the NFL with Godwin and Mike Evans. And now they're adding, I agree, if he is the same guy, which we saw on not the Patriots, Antonio Brown, for the couple of games he played
But
there.
even that one game with the Patriots, he played like 23 snaps. He had 8 targets. He caught like 6 of them, had 60 yards and a touchdown. That's like 2 practices with Tom Brady.
Yeah,
So the last time he played football, he didn't fall off.
Yeah, he didn't fall off, so it's scary. I'm going to say that it's scary. But then again, there's only one football.
But
I don't know. They're going to spread the football around. It's going to be the case of these players on this team are going to be have to be happy with not getting the ball, and the strict goal is winning. Stats don't matter on this team anymore. It's we all have to eat together, and the goal is the ring. And I think with Tom Brady there, they understand that's the goal, and it's not about feasting and getting theirs anymore. They had that fun with James Winston. But man, this is scary now. I don't even think they should run the ball anymore. When you have Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and then you got guys like Scotty Miller. I forgot that rookie wide receiver name. Tyler Johnson. He's really good to me too.
He's good. I actually feel bad for him because I think if AB had it on his side, he was going to be important to this offense this year. Because even he has like 3 touchdowns through I think like 7 games.
Yeah, he's gotten his fair share. No, he's super useful. Then you have Gronk and then Cameron Brate. It's
so sad because most teams who would have employed O.J. Howard would be devastated losing for the year. But it's like Tampa Bay lost O.J. Howard and it's like no one even cares. And this is not a knock on O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard is a very talented football player, but to be honest, they don't need him.
They got too much.
They already have enough, so they don't really need him.
And then like Ronald Jones, he's very good. I think he's a very good running back. And then Leonard Fournette, he's getting healthier. He's kind of scary, man. Like I don't know.
The one thing I'm most impressed with Leonard Fournette, because going back from high school to college to even in his first couple of years in the pros, everyone called him a first and second down running back. They didn't believe he could be a third down running back. And it's funny because now in Tampa, that is literally his role. He's playing on third down. He's coming out the backfield. He's catching passes. Against Las Vegas this weekend, he caught 6 balls for like 50 yards. And I think he had a touchdown. I'm not sure if he ran it or he caught it. But seeing Leonard Fournette coming out the shotgun on third down, running the Texas concept, running angle routes, running to the left, running to the right, running all these routes. I'm like, yo, when did Leonard Fournette have this? Because in college, you know that you're an LSU fan. It was straight I formation, Leonard Fournette up the A gap.
Let me run over you.
So it's just, to me, it's just impressive because he's catering to the offense, whereas the offense usually has to cater to Leonard Fournette because he's been such a talented football player his whole life. So me seeing that is just showing me how everyone in Tampa Bay, how serious and committed they are to winning. And Bruce Arians even said it once the news came out they signed AB. Everyone right now in that locker room, they don't care about the stats. They just come out every Sunday. They try to play their best so the team can get a W. If Tom Brady has to come out and hand the ball out to Fournette and Ronald Jones 60 times and that's the way they're going to win, he'll go home and be happy. If Mike Evans shows up, catches 2 balls, and for 4 yards and 1 touchdown, he will go home happy because they won. And you can see that.
He's literally done it. He's literally doing that right now.
He's on pace for 700 yards, a career low. So if everyone's those guys' mindset, I'm not worried about guys that are carrying the locker room. If AB comes into the locker room with that mindset and he's willing to adapt and he's willing to, hey, AB, you might show up today and maybe catch 1 ball. But you never know, that 1 ball might be a third down where it's a big play and we needed that. We wouldn't have wanted him without that play. If AB can adapt and he can come with that mindset, not worry about his stats, I don't see anyone in the NFC beating this team. As you know, I've said it. I've told you this in personal conversation. I've said this on the show multiple times that I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning the NFC. They're my pick before, and this is only making me more confident about that pick. Because now their offense is literally unstoppable. They have a top 10 offensive line. They have a top 5 quarterback. When you put both of their running backs together, that's a top 5 running back room. That's a top 5 running back room with Fournette, Ronald Jones, Shady McCoy, and their rookie Keyshawn Vaughn, who in the first game, I think in one of their first 3 games, he had a touchdown. He hasn't been able to see the field since because Fournette's getting healthy. But there's so much depth that they can even injuries would not like derail their season. Like Chris Godwin is not even playing against the Giants this week. But I think Antonio Brown's playing, so okay, I'll go into the game with Gronk, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, and Scotty Miller, and I'll be confident with my chances. So I just don't see anyone in the NFC beating them. I'll give Seattle the best chance because that's who I have meeting them in the NFC Championship. But I'm just picking the Buccaneers.
See, now I used to have the Saints as like the team I thought that was gonna go on,
And
but
I kept telling you stop with the Saints, bro. Drew Brees is
okay,
done.
you're acting like a wide receiver who might be the top player in the NFL. Like one of them didn't join the team right now. For me saying the Saints, I'm leaning towards the Bucs now too, just because Tom Brady's a GOAT, and he's fitting himself into the MVP race right now. Like he looks elite once again. Everyone was saying he's washed. Tom Brady's not washed anymore.
Quick note: last 4 games, 13 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he has 1 rushing touchdown. So that's 14 touchdowns.
He looks elite again. He's dicing it up. He's finding everyone. Gronk looks good again too. I'm not like Gronk kind of started off the season. People are like, "What's Gronk's role in this team? Is he just gonna come here to block?"
That's what he said.
That's what he said that too.
But
But then now he's catching touchdowns. Like he's a lot of the 50-50 balls when Brady can't find anyone. He's just throwing it up to Gronk, and Gronk's kind of getting them right now.
even
So
on the weekend in Las Vegas, that throw to Gronk in the left corner of the end zone, it was a 50-50 ball. Gronk just went up there and got it. That DB was too small for him.
yeah, so
Back-to-back games with a touchdown and five or more catches. Gronk is fully in the offense now.
yeah, so it's gonna be fun to see. And Bruce Arians, he's one of the more creative offensive minds in the league too. And this is the most amount of weapons he's ever had. The one thing I know he wishes is that Brady was a downfield thrower because that's what he likes. He likes that quick offense, score right away.
He is a
But
downfield thrower, though.
he had, you know what I mean.
No,
Brady.
you see the ball to Scotty Miller.
I know he can do it, but Brady's go-to is still find the guys in the zone and then keep moving the ball down the field. It's not his bread and butter isn't going down the field.
But he can. My thing with Brady is a knock on Brady for most of his career. What people wanted to knock him on is that dink and dunk Tom, dink and dunk. He's just dinking and dunking. But that's how he sets you up. He takes what he can underneath to get the game, to get in the flow of the game, to get the game started. And then once you bring pressure and you start trying to bite on these underneath routes, he catches you deep. The problem with Tom Brady last year in New England, why people thought the end was near,
The
is
receiver
that
sucked.
they didn't have the weapons to challenge you down the field. So if you don't have the weapons, what's he supposed to do? Now look how Cam Newton has looked in New England. Cam may be playing bad and Cam may have started regressed after the first weeks of the season. But man, look at that receiving core. Demir Bird, Edelman, Matt Lacoste is their tight end. That's what Brady has to deal with last year. And he still had an 11-win season with the Patriots. This has been my point with this whole Tom Brady-Belichick relationship that everyone talks about. People wanted to give Belichick the majority of the credit for the dynasty. No, players are the ones that play. Tom Brady was always the most important. People will come to New England and take pay cuts because Tom Brady is taking a pay cut. If Tom Brady's taking a pay cut, can I expect to make any money? No, you can't. He's the GOAT.
Oh, look what happened to Bucs. Tom Brady went to Bucs. Everyone's like, we need to help on this team right now. Everyone wants a part of it. No, he is the GOAT. He's the GOAT for the reason, and he's showing it right now. And I think Bucs, they're low-key the team to beat in the NFL. Now, like with this Antonio Brown addition, I think they might even win the Super Bowl. It's not even just NFC. Just their weapons.
I have them meeting either Kansas City or Baltimore in the Super Bowl. So
I have the same thing now that I switched up. And if Antonio Brown is that guy, which I can't see why he won't be, because he's not old. He's still a decently 32,
31, 32. Yeah, something like that.
He's not that old. He still always works out. Like he's always posting on social media that he's working out, still in his grind. It'll be interesting to see. I think Bucs, Ravens, Super Bowl. It's gonna hurt me to say this, but I think their offense and defense combined is gonna be a little bit too much.
Well, I mean, honestly, the last time we seen Antonio Brown play, he played 15 games, and I think it was 2018 for the Steelers. He had 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns. He led the league in touchdown receptions. So Antonio Brown, the last time we seen him play, he still got it. Even that brief stint we seen last year with the Patriots, it looked like he still got it. And like you said, we were seeing him on Instagram posting that he's still working just as hard as he ever did. So I think this is gonna make this offense unstoppable. And we went so long talking about the Buccaneers without mentioning their defense. And it's funny because their defense is even better than the offense right now. Eventually, I think the offense will catch the defense and probably, I don't know if they'll surpass it, because that defense. Did you see what Derek Carr said about that defense?
No, what did he say?
He said so his brother David Carr works for NFL Network. So David called him after the game and said, "Yo, how was that Bucs defense? What do you think about it?" He's like, "They remind me of the 2014 Broncos, but faster." That Broncos team that held Cam Newton in the Super Bowl to 16 points. The one with Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware. What was that? No, Keith Lee was on it, but I don't think Champ Bailey was still there. I'm not sure.
I didn't remember anymore.
But he said they remind him of the Broncos, but faster. That's one of the greatest defenses of all time. That defense single-handedly carried Peyton Manning to the second Super Bowl. So if that's what Derek Carr is saying, a respected quarterback thinks that defense is as lethal as he's saying, that's crazy. That's scary, man. With that, even with Vita Vea getting an offer of the year, they still have JPP and Dominican Sue. They traded for Steve McClendon, D tackle from the Jets, and they have Shaquille Barrett, led the league in sacks last year, and they easily have the 2 best middle linebackers in the NFL. Easily. This is the best linebacker core I've seen since I actually can't even remember the last time I seen 2 middle linebackers that explosive on the same team.
Devin White might win Defensive Player of the Year. Like, he's that good.
David might win Defensive Player of the Year. Literally, there are 2 linebackers that might win Defensive Player of the Year. And even the back end, the secondary, these guys are coming alive. Sean Murphy-Bunting, Carlton Davis, Antoine Winfield Jr. to me is the Defensive Rookie of the Year. I know you got Chase Young playing well, Okuda starting to play a little better, but to me, I don't think there's any rookie in the NFL right now playing better than Antoine Winfield Jr. and contributing to winning like he's contributing to winning.
Patrick Queen is up there too.
Yeah, Patrick Queen is playing well, but he got off to a slow start. So right now, I think Antoine Winfield Jr. is the best defensive rookie in the league. I think the Buccaneers are scary. I think they're going to win the NFC, and I think they have put the league on notice that they are the best team in the NFC.